Struggle with brackets? In this video you'll expand any single bracket, even with negatives and fractions. So let's get started. So the rule for expanding single brackets is that a brackets b plus c is equal to ab plus ac. So let's do an example. Say we have 5 brackets 6 plus x. That would be equal to 5 multiplied by 6 plus 5 multiplied by x. So you multiply the thing outside of the brackets, so in this case 5, by the first thing in the brackets, so 6, plus the second thing in the brackets, so x. So do 5 multiplied by 6 to get 30, and then we do 5 multiplied by x to get 5x. So it'd be 30 plus 5x. So that is the general rule that you should apply to when you are expanding single brackets. Okay, now have a go at these questions yourself and come back and watch the solutions. So part A, we have 3 brackets x plus 4. So we multiply the 3 by x to get 3x. Then we multiply the 3 by 4 to get 12. So it'd be 3x plus 12, as we've multiplied the thing on the outside by the thing on the left and the thing on the right. Okay, next question. We've got 4 brackets x minus 5. So if we multiply the 4 by x, we get 4x. And if we multiply the 4 by minus 5, we get minus 20. So it'd be 4x minus 20. Okay, part C. So we multiply the minus 2 by x to get minus 2x. We multiply the negative 2 by 3 to get negative 6. So it'd be negative 2x minus 6. Okay, part D. So if we multiply 5x by x, we'll get 5x squared. As x is the same as 1x, so we'd multiply 5 by 1 to get 5, and multiply x by x to get x squared. As say we have 2 multiplied by 2, that is the same as 4, which is the same as 2 squared. So if we have x multiplied by x, that is the same as x squared. So we multiply the 5x by x, we now multiply the 5x by 2 to get 10x. So the answer would be 5x squared plus 10x. Okay, so for part E, we have half on the outside of the brackets. So we do half multiplied by 8x. So if we do half multiplied by 8 to start with, and 8 is the same as 8 over 1, as 8 divided by 1 is 8. So it'd become half multiplied by 8 over 1. So that would become 8 over 2, and 8 divided by 2 is just 4. So it'd be 4x. And you can do the same with minus 6 by doing it that way, but I know that minus 6 multiplied by a half is 3, as we are dividing it by 2. So the answer would be 4x minus 3. So you can either just divide each part by 2 to get 4x minus 3, or you can do it the long way like I've done down here, which is good if you want to double check your answer, if you're not 100% sure. Okay, part F. So for this one, we are still expanding single brackets, but we're just adding them together at the end. So let's start with the expansion on the left, and then we'll do the expansion on the right. So as usual, we'll do the 2 multiplied by the thing on the left, and then the thing on the right. So 2 multiplied by x is 2x, and 2 multiplied by 3 is 6. So that would be 2x plus 6. So now let's expand the bracket on the right. So we get 3 multiplied by x, which is 3x, and 3 multiplied by negative 1, which would be negative 3. So now we can simplify it by collecting the like terms. So 2x plus 3x, that is 5x, and 6 minus 3, that is 3. So the final answer would be 5x plus 3. Okay, so we're now going to move on to the final challenge, which is similar to the last question we did, but it's just more difficult and involves more brackets. So again, what you do is you would expand the brackets one by one and then simplify by collecting the like terms. So let's start by expanding the first bracket. So minus 3 multiplied by 2 would be negative 6. And then we do negative 5x multiplied by negative 3x. Well, we know that's going to be a positive, as a negative multiplied by negative is always a positive. So it's going to be plus 15x. And I'm going to keep each of the different expansions in brackets so it's easier when we simplify later on. So now let's do the second bracket. So it's 16x multiplied by a fourth which is the same as dividing by 4, so it'd be 4x. But if you didn't notice that, you could also do 1 over 4 multiplied by 16 over 1, as 16 divided by 1 is 16, so it's the same as 16. So let's multiply these out. We get 16 over 4, which is the same as 4. So if you didn't know that by the top of your head, you can do it this way to work it out. So now let's do the negative 12 divided by 4, so that's going to be negative 3. So now let's do the third bracket. So it's going to be negative 2 multiplied by 3x, which is negative 6x. Then we do negative 7 multiplied by negative 2, but that's going to be positive as there are two negatives, and that always makes it positive. So that would be positive 14. So now let's do the last bracket. We have 2 over 3 multiplied by 9 minus 6x. So what we can do is 9 multiplied by 2, which is 18, divided by 3 to get 6. So I have done that without having to write any working out, but sometimes you can make silly mistakes by doing that, so I would recommend always writing it out. So it'd be 2 over 3 multiplied by 9 over 1, which would be equal to 8 over 3, which is equal to 6. So I basically did that in my head without writing it down. And then 6 multiplied by 2 is 12, divided by 3 is 4, but it's going to be minus 4 as it's minus 6x, and a positive multiplied by negative is always a negative, so it'd be minus 4x. So now we have expanded the brackets, we can simplify it by collecting the like terms. So if we collect the integers, that'd be minus 6 minus 3 plus 14 plus 6. And then we can collect the x's, so that'd be 15x plus 4x minus 6x minus 4x. So now we can simplify it. So minus 6 minus 3 would be minus 9. Minus 9 plus 14, that would be positive 5, as we're doing 14 minus 9. And then 5 add 6, that would be 11. We can collect the x's. So 15x plus 4x would be 19x. Minus 6x, that would be 13x. Minus 4x, that would be 9x. So it would be 11 plus 9x. So that is the answer to the first part, 11 plus 9x. But there's an extension. Find the value when x equals negative 2. So what we can do is replace the x with negative 2. So it'd become 11 plus 9 brackets negative 2. So it'd be 11 minus 18, as a positive multiplied by a negative is always a negative. And 11 minus 18 is the same as negative 7. As the difference between 18 and 11 is 7, but we know it's going to be negative as the bigger number is negative. So the answer to the equation when x is negative 2 is negative 7. So here's a quick solution recap of the question we just did, and it's a bit clearer on here. So first of all, you expand all the different brackets, then you collect the like terms, so you'd get 9x plus 11, or 11 plus 9x, it doesn't matter which way you write it. And then you would substitute the negative 2 to where x is, so it become 9 brackets negative 2 plus 11, and you work out what that is, and then you'd get the answer to be negative 7. So that is how you do the final challenge. Want top marks? Click the video YouTube picked for you.